Ladies and gentlemen, we won't waste more time. The man is a lecturer and he delivers smoothly on the first slides, and he's coming to engage us. Let's welcome a patron of SWAG and the president of IPR. He is the president for Ghana Table Tennis. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mawuko Afadzinu.
He didn't finish the credentials. And an unsuccessful vice presidential candidate. So if that's what you want to do, just finish it. Oh, it is a good one. It is a good one. Unsuccessful. Charles, I'm supposed to talk about branding, right? And my mind actually goes back to, and I'll share a few stories with you. Sometimes I'm a little intimidated when Kwabna is here. Should I remove it? Kwabna intimidates me, especially when I'm coming to talk about football history. So growing up as a kid in the best part of Accra, Kokomimli, very close to the Nima Gata. These days, the Gata has become something else, but back in the day, there were fishes in there. Thank you. And little tilapias. What we looked forward to from Monday to Friday was the Saturday match at the Nima Grand Hotel Park between Super 18 and Santos. Super 18 was from a part of Nima that was particularly fierce. And he informed the nature of the football they played. And Santos were the more civil, polished side of Nima. And that match was a dread game. But before we go there to watch it late afternoon, in the morning on the other side, when you walk towards Pehi, there was an old school park. Kwabna will remember. The younger ones will not remember. The Pehi Park. Pehi Farkos. There was Pehi Farkos there. And then across the streets, where the new plant station is, there were a whole chain of parks. About 10 of, I was a kid, so I think there were plenty in my eyes, but there were plenty. And that's where Olympus Babies plays. And then if you had a Kubolo spirit as I did, and you walked a bit, just across when you came to Adabraka, there was Adabraka Has Babies. Now the games and the matches just held us. And literally the whole week, anytime you got the chance to look into graphic, you want to see in Times or Hannibal Charles and those legends. You want to see what was being reported about these matches. And I bet you, I knew about each and every important player in those teams, even though I was quite a tiny kid. The whole perception, my huge passion, not just I, in the neighborhood and all around us, was shaped and fashioned and deepened by the very extensive media coverage, limited though it was at that time, of the coast football. Now, I am just opposing what was in the traditional media, which is the newspapers, and there wasn't radio then, the only radio was GTV, GBC radio. But what was in the newspapers and on the limited television, and then again, what happened in the community internal media. And the community media, in a sense, mirrors what we call today social media. So in our community discussions, invariably, within the spaces of the youth and the elderly, you have a lot of conversation around these games. And indeed, you can be sure that when there was a match between Santos and Super 18, from Tuesday to Saturday, every evening there will be Jama. And there will be a lot of singing, and everybody in the community will be aware that something was going on. How different is it from what we experience today? So you ask yourself, another throwback to the past. When I was growing up, I held in know about Manchester United. I knew about two teams, Liverpool, Man U, and all the others. I'll come to Bundesliga that we were watching for free. Football made in Germany. For more soccer, football made in Germany. Because we saw it on television. We knew a lot more about those people, for more soccer. That was EPL. I didn't care, I didn't know. Till one day, some Nigerians went to Arsenal and started playing 5-5 soccer. And then we realized that there was a team called Arsenal. And we also followed small. Indeed, a lot of Ghanaian soccer fans who claim they are in Chelsea, they got to Chelsea on the back of Michael Essien. A lot. And once they got there, they couldn't leave. So they've had to stay there through all the years and all the ups and downs. Some way. But what's important is the predominant position of the media. So ask ourselves, EPL. We didn't know about EPL. I bet you, those days when I used to sit at Accra Sports Stadium from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. to watch a football match between Accra House of Folk and Accra Great Olympics, I didn't care about EPL. If you gave me any match in the EPL, I'll leave it and watch Accra House of Folk. I mean, when Shamo Baby is doing his thing, how can I be watching EPL? But it is different today. So what is it? What was the transformation factor? What switched so much so that today, I bet you, our football is struggling even when COVID goes away and the gates are open. Once it is that there is a derby on EPL, fair chance the derby at Accra will struggle, even though Olympics are whipping our ass now. And the answer, right in the answer, is the media. So it's either the role of technology, the convergence of media, but also the content which is constantly being fed to feed our passions and to hold us in bondage to the EPL. I remember that a very unsuccessful battle which was assiduously waged by my brother Ibrahim Sani was around television coverage and putting barriers on access to television. The unfortunate thing about Ibrahim's advocacy, good as it was that all the rats had bolted from the trap around the time he was speaking about it. Because look at the numbers. EPL numbers, the highest is in Asia, followed by Africa. Why? Because we see the content for free. And if you feed on that staple for a long time, you go to London, my brother, you suffer. Because for you to watch matches, you'll be going through one channel to another channel, you subscribe to 3, you'll be streaming this before you watch the channels. When you're in Accra, just 5 cities, you go anywhere and you see all the matches from morning to evening. Why did they decide that the content should be free to Africa? Because they realized that there was a market in the future. And by so doing, they were holding the things that we are passionate about in the middle of their palms. It's a difficult situation, but it is not an irreversible situation. And the difference is in this room, guys. We can make the difference. We make the difference by the whole conversations around football. And let me throw in another piece of controversy, and then let's see if we can do some research around it. And now I'm speaking from my other side as a corporate person. I am constantly intrigued and worried by the fact that the last 4 significant headline sponsors of football in this country, in the corporate space, did not fare well. Men's Good, Capital Bank, Glow, Vodafone. And you ask yourself, I mean, for such a powerful, precious, potentially glittering brand, why is it that there isn't that very solid corporate fit? That's the story of the past. We need to turn that story around. There must be a game-changing move in that direction. And I dare posit that the solution is in this room. The solution is you and you and you. Because what it is that at the core, we love football. But you see, I struggle when I go to Accra Sports Stadium now, because even though there is still some residual love and affection and passion for Accra folk, I hell don't know the players. And so that connection is missing. That intimacy, that closeness, that feeling that that player, Abladekuma, I know true and true, is no longer there. And you can change that for us. You can change that by even going back to where it was in the past. And in a sense, stirring up and stimulating the things that we really love about football. That against us in this room. So folks, the dangerous thing is to be talking too much around lunchtime. Let me end by saying that we definitely can make it happen together. The power of the brand resides in this room. And you can make the difference. Let it be the case that when we meet again, God willing, in a year's time to talk, we'll be talking about how far we've come since this day we had this conversation. Because of the concerted action of a group of committed people who were aware of the power of the brand and decided that they were going to bring back the love for football. Thank you.